right, well, good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank you for coming this morning as we welcome our new athletic director here at Fordham. At this time, I'd like to get things started by introducing the university president, Father Joseph Ed McShane of the Society of Jesus.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fordham. To our athletes, this is one of those rare occasions when you realize that 8:30 comes twice a day, not just once. I want to begin, if I could, by thanking you for two things. First, I'd like to thank you all for joining us for this press conference that I and everyone else at Fordham believes marks an important moment in the history of Fordham athletics. I'd also like to thank all of you for being so patient with us. As you know, Dave's appointment was announced last week, but we were not able to introduce him to the public at that time because he and his wife Anne were visiting their daughter, who was studying abroad in Australia. Therefore, we had to postpone this press conference until he and Anne had returned to the United States. So I do again want to thank you for your patience. We here at Fordham are all of us delighted and honored that Dave has accepted our invitation to become our new athletic director. A native of Waterbury, Connecticut, and a graduate of Springfield College, Dave brings a wealth of experience to the post that he is now assuming. As many of you know, he served for 14 years as the athletic director at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, and for 8 years as the athletic director at Colgate University in Hamilton, New York. In the course of his service at Brown won 7 national championships and 58 Ivy League Eastern titles, and appeared in 34 NCAA championships. During his time at Colgate, the Raiders placed 14 teams in NCAA tournaments and captured 17 Patriot League titles or ECAC championships. Now, off campus, Dave has compiled a most impressive record as well. He has served as both a member of the Executive Committee and as the President of the National Association of Collegiate Directors of Athletics, and as a member of the Board of Directors of the Black Coaches and Administrators Organization. And within the NCAA, he has served on the NCAA's Management Council, its Championship Committee, its Diversity Leadership Strategic Committee, its Championships and Competition Committee, and its FCS Football Championship Committee, among other posts and assignments. Moreover, and this is very important for us here at Fordham, throughout his career, Dave has proven himself to be a man of great principle, a man who places tremendous emphasis on the need to focus on the needs and the potential of his student athletes, and who has compiled an impressive record of success in intercollegiate athletics wherever he has been. Therefore, on the basis of his proven record of success, his commitment to principle, and his leadership in the world of college athletics, I have every confidence that he will lead our athletic program into a new era, an era that will be marked by the same kind of success that Brown and Colgate enjoyed under his leadership. I'm happy to notice this morning that he is already wearing a Fordham tie, and that Colgate and Brown are in the past, as they should be. I'm sorry for saying that, but not too sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and a pleasure for me to introduce to you David Roach, Fordham's new Director of Intercollegiate.
These, by the way, are your people, our athletes. We're giving you the great honor of hearing
Thank you very much. It was a little over a week ago that I got an email from Father McShane. We were in Australia visiting our youngest daughter, and I probably spent more time down in the business center checking my emails, hoping that I would get an email because my phone wasn't going to work in Australia. This is a very exciting day for myself and for my family. And I would like to introduce my wife Anne over there in the corner. Anne and I met 37 years ago in Las Cruces, New Mexico, when I started my career in New Mexico State. And we've been married for 34 years. And it's I mean we, it's Ann and I and our 3 daughters. Michelle Roach is also here, our second daughter, who's a Brown graduate and has been in New York City for a little over 7.5 years now. We knew we could never get her out of here, so that's why we decided to join her. And Michelle works at MTV in digital marketing. Our oldest daughter, Elizabeth, is also a Brown grad and loves to raise money. She also likes to spend it. She works in advancement at Brown and will be here today, but had business to take care of. Our youngest daughter, Allie, is a freshman in Northeastern Engineering and is doing the fall semester at Swinburne Institute of Technology in Melbourne, Australia. And Ann and I really don't like to travel so much, Ann especially. But when we put Allie on the plane in Boston in July, and she went through security, we looked at each other and both started crying like babies. And I convinced Ann that she could actually do the 15-hour flight from LA to Melbourne to go over there and see Allie. And obviously my 3 daughters have done very well and take after their mom. Because the last 3 schools that I've worked at, I would never be able to be admitted admissions-wise. So I want to thank Ann for that. And I must remember my parents, because they would love this today. Because when they sent their little boy to Parochial Elementary School a long time ago, I'm not sure they ever envisioned that he would be working at such a great institute as Fordham University. But neither of my parents graduated from high school. But they're 2 of the smartest people that I've ever met. And I learned from them that you want to have a passion in life and everything that you do. And it's kind of set the whole stage for my career. I want to thank Father McShane for sending that email and selecting me to be the next Director of Athletics here at Fordham. I want to thank Frank Cibio and the committee for considering me in the first place, and Jeff Gray also as part of that. I must mention Frank McLaughlin, who I've known for quite some time. He's a great colleague and a great friend. And Frank and I would always have, and you can imagine this, some interesting conversations. He'd always call me up and say, "Hey Roach, McLaughlin, got a couple of questions." And we would have a great conversation and say, "I always call you because I know you're the one guy that will tell me the truth." But Frank has always been a great friend. I want to also thank Charlie Elwood, where's Charlie, for the great job that he's done filling in for Frank when Frank moved up into his new post. And I very much look forward to working with Charlie and the entire department moving forward. I've been fortunate to have 2 great presidents that really helped me in my career. The first one was Vartan Gregorian, who was the president of Brown at the time, and took a chance on the women's swimming coach at Tennessee to be the Director of Athletics at Brown. And I had no idea what I was doing, and he left me alone to do my thing, as I say. And then the other one is President Rebecca Chop, who hired me at Colgate in 2004, and is now the president of Swarthmore. And I want to also mention the coaches and staff at Colgate, who have been terrific for the last 8 years. They've been a joy to work with. But why Fordham for me? I've always admired Fordham's mission and the role athletics will play in that mission. And when I met with Father McShane when I came down on September 11th for my second interview, and we were sitting there talking, he said, "I want somebody who has integrity, someone who values academic excellence, but for me, being in the athletic world, what really was important to me," he said, "I want those 2, but I also want success. I want athletic excellence, and I want success. And I accept and want the pressure of success." And I really loved hearing that. I'm excited for the Atlantic 10. I'm excited to still be in the Patriot League in the sport of football. I think the Atlantic 10 has positioned itself, without a doubt, to be the premier basketball-driven league in America. And with the addition of Butler and VCU, and the TV contract that was announced 2 days ago for 2013-14. It's tremendous exposure for Fordham and for the league. And we want to make sure that we take advantage of that. It'll be challenging without a doubt, but we're up to the challenge and we'll step up. We need to excel in the Atlantic 10 and the Patriot League. It'll be great for us to excel in the Atlantic 10, and it'll be great for the Atlantic 10 to have Fordham in our location as a prime mover and player in that league. To talk a little bit about my philosophy and personality, I consider myself a clock builder and not a time teller. And what I mean by that is, I'm a renovator and a builder. I'm not about status quo. Now, when I start on the 15th, I will say to the staff that I know Frank and Laughlin real well. We're just different personalities. And I want you to accept me, for who I am and how I do things. And I would say to any coach, an assistant coach that wants to be a head coach, when you become a head coach, you want to coach within your own personality. You don't want to be somebody else. And I manage and lead within my own personality. And I think we're going to have a great time moving forward. When I think about intercollegiate athletics, the number one priority, and you'll hear me say this all the time, you may get tired of hearing it, the student athlete always will come first. Everything that we do, everything that we think about, will be for the student athlete. At the end of the day, if we can say to ourselves, what we did today will benefit our student athletes, then we know we've made the right decisions. We're going to stand for academic excellence. We want our student athletes to reach their full academic potential. We're going to graduate our student athletes, and they're going to be successful in life. We're going to run a department with integrity, fiscal, and rules. We will go by all the rules. There's no rule that's too small, and we don't pick and choose. We want to win. There's nobody in this room that wants to win more than myself. We're going to do it the right way, but we do want to win. We want to have success. When our student athletes pick up their diploma with their right hand, when they graduate, we want that right hand to have a championship ring. And academic and athletics can coexist, and we will prove that that can happen. We want to be great people in the community. We want our student athletes to be leaders on campus. We want to reach out to all our alumni and alumnae. We want to reach out to our fans. We want to reach out to the local community. We will embrace everybody and reach out. And it starts with our student athletes and how they deal with people on campus. And I would say to our student athletes, and I plan to meet with every team as soon as I get here, that there are 3 words they always want to remember. Integrity, doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. Character, how do you want to be perceived? How do you want your sport to be perceived? How do you want Fordham Athletics and Fordham University to be perceived? And we'll always win, lose, or draw with class. In this day and age, it's kind of easy, if I can say this, to be a jerk. And it takes somebody special to be a cut above and do it with character and class. My role as the Director of Athletics is to support our coaches and give them the tools to do great things with student athletes. We want to raise as much money as we can to be able to enhance our student athlete experience. And when we go out to ask people to contribute to our programs in our department, we're going to say it's because it will benefit student athletes. And if they can jump on board with us and contribute, we can do those great things. We want to review and upgrade all of our facilities, see what we need to improve. Having been a coach, I've always felt it's been a plus for me as an administrator. Because when a coach comes in and says, I need this, or I'd like to do it this way, or I want to travel to this place. I believe I understand why. It doesn't mean that I'm always going to say yes, but I think it gives me a leg up on someone who has never coached. I don't have all the answers. I plan on hitting the ground running, come up to speed quickly, and I want to get to know everybody as soon as possible. And I always think of the 3 L's. Once I get here, I want to first listen, learn, and then lead. And in closing, I want to let everybody know that I will be very accessible to our student athletes in the room. I have a Facebook account. I go on there and I check things out. And I have a Twitter account. And I don't want to say I love to tweet, but I do, and I will. And I will follow your tweets and see what's going on. My cell phone number will be available to everybody. And I would encourage all the student athletes when they see me. It's hard for me to remember everybody's names, but when you see me on campus, come up, stick your hand out, and say, I'm so-and-so, and I play this sport. This is what I'm majoring in, and we'll have a conversation. Think back a little bit of student athletes that I had at Brown and Colgate, and they become very good friends. They usually take 1 or 2 former student athletes to the Final Four with me. Some of them are getting quite old now, and it's been a pleasure to be able to do that. But to be successful here, do the things that we want to do, we need to have everybody on board and to be part of something special. And in closing, I would say, I don't make many promises, but I will promise you we will have passion for working with student athletes. We're going to strive for excellence, and we will give everybody associated with Fordham a department that you can all be proud of. Thank you, and go Rams.